I used to really love pizza.
But there was a period of time where I just completely stopped eating it, and even forgot the taste.
I remember this tasting a lot better when I was a kid. I'm gonna make the best pizza I've ever made in my life. These are the ratios for the pizza dough. We're using baker's percentages. If we're using 1,000 grams of flour and we want 65% of water, then we use 650 grams of water. So if it's 2% salt, we're using 20 grams of salt. Salt and yeast don't mix well, so you have to buffer it with a little bit of flour. And we're only adding about 10% of it. This pizza needs a special type of dough called 00 flour. In Europe, flour is also graded by how finely it's milled, from 0 to 2. 00 is the finest flour you can get. This flour actually absorbs water much better because it's so fine, and it doesn't have as much elasticity, or it doesn't recoil back as well, so it's easier to shape the pizza dough.
The dough is so sticky at first, but after about 15 minutes of kneading, it became a lot smoother. I knew it was done once I did the window pane test, where I stretched the dough as thin as I could and it didn't tear. And that's gonna proof for at least 8 hours on the countertop. I wanted to get a puffy, airy crust, so I split them into 250 gram balls and then put them away into the fridge.
This step gives you all the flavor. Fermentation. This process allows the enzymes in the dough to turn the starches into sugar, which allows for better gluten structure, which gives the crust a better texture and flavor when you bake it. And according to Kenji Lopez, 3 to 5 days is a good amount of time to cold ferment the dough. In the meantime, while we wait, the sauce is surprisingly easy, but there is one catch. Apparently, to make an amazing Neapolitan sauce, you have to use a specific tomato grown only in Italy. But is it really worth the hype? I bought a normal can of tomatoes, and I have the San Marzanos right here. I wanna see if I can taste the difference. I can see why this tomato is recommended so strongly to make sauces. San Marzano tomatoes are a lot less sour, and it has a really nice sweetness to it. Now it's actually time to... Oh God. So apparently you're not supposed to cook the sauce because it makes the sauce completely dry when you cook it again on the pizza. Kinda nervous about this next step. I've never done anything like it before. We're gonna make cheese.
We're heating up the milk to 90 degrees Fahrenheit before we put our rennet and citric acid dissolved in water mixture in it.
Rennet breaks down a protein called kappa-casein, which causes the milk to form curds. All right, it's been about 5 to 10 minutes. Oh, is that what it's supposed to look like? Okay, that seems solid enough. This is time to cut. And now we're supposed to heat it back up to 105. Okay, that's hot enough. Okay, straining the cheese. I'm not gonna lie, this looks a lot like tofu. Now we gotta squeeze out the excess whey. Oh, that's a weird texture I've never experienced before in my whole life. It's like squeezing out a soaked piece of paper. Oh God, oh, that's all over the table, fuck. Ah! I'm adding salt to the whey water and then heating it up so I can pour over the cheese. Now we're gonna give mozzarella its iconic, stretchy texture. And I'm supposed to stick my hands in this hot mixture. Huh. This is gonna be fun. Oh, that's fucking hot. Ah! Oh, stretch, fold. So we're supposed to stretch it until it's smooth. Ah! Okay, so a little science. Ah! Acid dissolves the calcium, ow, in the milk that holds the casein protein together. When heated up, those casein proteins move freely, causing it to stretch like this. Oh. And now we can shape it into the mozzarella shape. Oh, it's getting a little bit better. I'm sweating though. This is what I read from On Food and Cooking. Like this. and then wrap it down until you get a smooth mozzarella ball. I don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh, it looks like it. Nice. All that work for 5 pieces of cheese. I thought it was gonna be a lot more pieces of cheese. And then you cover it in the whey water. This next part is actually the hardest part. We're gonna use semolina flour to dust because you need a coarser flour in order for it to not absorb as fast so it doesn't stick. This has been fermenting for about 2 days. And I left it out for another couple hours so then it can warm back up. I'm just gonna cover that. You're supposed to press with your fingers from 1 inch from the bottom to the top, flip it over, do the same thing. So there's a technique where you push down with one hand and the other hand, 3 fingers under, 2 fingers on top, pull, flip onto the forearm, and then flip back. Stretch, pull, flip onto the forearm, stretch, push back. Pull, flip, stretch back. Oh, I'm getting it. Oh God, no, oh man. Let's pretend that didn't happen. This is okay, I guess. I'm gonna plate this on here. Oh, that's not, I'm just gonna put it right here. Sauce. Nice hefty scoop. This is the cheese that I tore a little bit earlier. So I'm just gonna put this evenly all over the pizza. And then some olive oil. Oh, oh no, the back of it's burning. I pushed it all the way to the back and now it's like all burning. Ah! Well, I had no idea how hard it was to get this piece of shit underneath the pizza so it doesn't push into the back. Well, flip that. Well, well, I'm just gonna put basil on this one because it looks a little bit better. And now I have to clean up the oven. That's not even my oven. I borrowed that oven from a friend. I had to try this again in a couple days. So I borrowed one of these from my friends who let me borrow this. Hopefully, this will do a little bit better.
I spent a stupid amount of hours neurotically learning how to make the perfect pizza alone.
Oh God, it's better. But I still got the whole backside that's burnt.
The best pizzas I had weren't about the crispiest crust, gooeyest cheese, or the most flavorful sauce. They were the ones eaten at 3 a.m. during all-nighters gaming with friends while finishing the crust with whipped cream. Sometimes we get so focused on achieving and finding our place in the world that we forget about the people who were there, eating our burnt pizzas by our side the whole time.
You don't know until you love
What we accomplish is not nearly as important as who we share that journey with.